So in Rivers State, there's plenty of political drama ongoing at the moment, and a lot of people have diverse opinion on the political situation. Let me start from the Supreme Court judgment that happened on Friday. If you missed it, it was very simple. After all was said and done, the Supreme Court said the House of Assembly, led by Martins Amaewhule, is authentic and should go on with their duties, and also cancelled the October 5 local government elections that were conducted last year. Plus, as if that was not enough, also said the allocation to Rivers State should be suspended for now. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are at the moment. Just to add salt to injury, just yesterday, was it? The State Assembly, led by the Speaker, Martins Amaewhule, then came out and said they were giving the governor 48 hours to come and present the 2025 budget. Now, remember that they had gone to court to get the governor to present the 2024 budget before them. At the time, the whole political brouhaha was ongoing. We did not know which house was authentic and which was not. And everybody would say they were waiting for the court. As it stands now, they have said the 2025 budget, come and present it before us. By today, they had issued another statement to say 24 hours now. Now, this is the question. Can anyone give the governor, the executive, an ultimatum when to present the budget? We're going to have this conversation on the show, and I would also be reacting to some comments that was made by the governor during the commissioning of civil servants' quarters just yesterday, where he quoted a scripture from the Bible that many are now saying is targeted at the FCT minister. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do that now. Drop your comments and like the video. So let's go. Where do we start? What does the Constitution say about presentation of budget? If you go to section 121 of the Nigerian Constitution, it clearly states the governor shall cause to be prepared and laid before the House of Assembly at any time. Emphasis on at any time before the commencement of each financial year, estimates of the revenues and expenditure of the state for the next following financial year. So, clearly from the Nigerian Constitution, there is no timeline to when the governor can present the budget every financial year. According to this Constitution, what the Assembly members have said, I would allow you decide, because the Constitution here, section 121, does not stipulate a time frame. It does not give anybody powers to ask the executive or give them an ultimatum on when to present the budget. There's that. If you go to 122, which I'll quickly do now, is also another part of the Constitution that's very interesting. Now, in the case where there are certain issues and perhaps, the budget was not presented and because of one issue or the other, the Constitution, this is what it reads, authorization of expenditure in default of appropriations. If the appropriation bill in respect of any financial year has not been passed into law by the beginning of the financial year, the governor may authorize the withdrawal of funds from the state account. That will be from the allocation that comes in to the state, which is the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the state, for the purpose of meeting expenditure necessary to carry out, what is needed. And that amount of money should not exceed what the budget for the earlier year was. So those are the provisions in the Constitution. I did not say it. The Constitution said it. The big question now would be, why then is the State Assembly giving the governor an ultimatum? I'll leave that for you to answer. Let's go to what the governor said during his commissioning ceremony yesterday, because that video has been trending and many people have been reacting to it. And today I'm going to run through some of the important things he said in that video. So this was the governor at the venue of the commissioning in PHALGA yesterday.
Head of departments, our women, our very energetic immediate past chairman. I can feel you people.
I like that I called them immediate past chairman because the Supreme Court judgment nullified the election. They had instructed that all of them step down and hand over to the heads of council to run administrative affairs in the various local governments.
Gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I would like us to take something. I want to do something different today. I want us to look at Philippians 3, verse 18 to 19. And it reads, "For as I've often told you before, and now I tell you again, even with tears, many live as enemy of the cross of Christ. Their destiny is destruction.
This is interesting. Getting really interesting.
And their God is in their stomach. And their glory is in their shame. Their mind is set on earthly things only."
Okay.
I want to say here today,
Okay.
and to assure everyone that has stood with us, our strength is not on earthly things. Our strength is in the supreme being.
Okay, so let's pause here. If you are from River State or you live in River State, you understand about the politics it's like in this state. Nobody takes these kind of things for granted. Now, look at that scripture again, Philippians 3, 18 to 19, NIV version, if I'm sure that's what it was quoted. But as I have often told you before and now tell you again, even with tears, many live as enemies of the cross of Christ. Their destiny is destruction, their God is their stomach, and so on and so forth. Now, there are those that would interpret, even if you don't want to interpret it, or the governor did not mention any name, there are those that would categorically say this is the governor trying to explain or trying to tell people what he thinks the FCT minister and those who are working with him are about. That is what it would mean, especially with what happened with the Supreme Court judgment on Friday and how the assembly is now issuing out ultimatums and so on and so forth. Remember that there was a video of the FCT minister celebrating with his friends after the Supreme Court judgment. They were praising God. And while they were doing that, there was a video of Kenneth Okonkwo responding to that, where he said, for those who do not know, Kenneth Okonkwo is a Labour Party member and activist. He used to be a Nollywood actor. He said, so you are happy that they have stopped allocation and you're not bothered that that allocation they stopped is the salary of people in your state. It is monies for pensioners, civil servants, for development, and for all that things. You have to stop all of that because of your own personal anger and what you want to achieve. So, if you look at that statement by Kenneth Okonkwo, and then you put this verse by the governor, and you look at what has happened and what is transpiring right now, I think it's safe for anyone to say, you know where this is directed to. I can't say too much. If you think you know more, let me know in the comment section. But this is the least I can say. Beyond this, there were other things he said that I would like to respond to. So let's see.
In as much as I don't subscribe to violence, when the time comes for us to take a decision, I will lead the cause for that decision. Let me say it again. And let me say it again. I'm not scared of anything. The worst that will happen is me to leave the office. It's not. Am I leaving the earth? Is it going to stop me from existing? So I'm not even bothered about that. But the right thing must be done and must be said when the opportunity is given to us.
So let's pause again and look at this, right? The governor has always put out a peaceful disposition all through the years when all of these dramas started, from the first impeachment process, impeachment plan that came up, and so on and so forth. He had tried as much as possible. Now that he says this, does that mean that there's another thing at play that we don't know? Because many would be looking towards the new election for the local government councils that will be coming on to be one that will be very, 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 I don't want to say violent, but we know that it would not be as smooth like the one we had in October 5, because now there are plenty of interest involved in this. And is he saying that, well, at that time, the approach might be different? I don't know. I can't say. But the tone of the governor clearly states that if violence is going to be the tool that anyone wants to apply, he just might consider. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but we'll wait and see what instructions will be given to the young people, which is my concern because River State at the moment is like on a keg of gunpowder, and everybody really needs to be careful in that political space because one wrong turn, one wrong comment, and everything blows up in our faces. So this is another part that got me. I think the whole of this, the idea of his speech was also to try and inspire his supporters because many people will be weary, will be feeling really down, looking at what the judgment of the Supreme Court entails and what it means for the governance of the state. And I think the governor was smart enough to take the opportunity to respond to that and try to stir people up. And let's listen to this.
I know the news that broke out on Friday must have dampened your spirit. Never. Brace up. What is ahead is more than what we just passed.
So with that, I think it explains everything. The governor trying to, raise the hopes of his followers and make them understand that, hey, forget what has happened, though. We can still go on and we are going to soldier on, keep believing, keep standing. I'm going to make sure I deliver what I have promised during my campaigns, which makes a lot of sense and is what any leader would do. But my concern now is how can the legislature, the House of Assembly of Rivers State, work with the executive arm of government led by the governor, Sir Siminalayi Fubara, to ensure that people get the development that they should get and the state moves forward? Why are we seeing signs that suggest that these two people might not agree anytime soon, and it's going to be a political chess game from now till 2027? That's if an impeachment move is not even made. Tell me what you think in the comment section, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.